Well, good morning. We had a nice warm evening last night, probably the warmest yet. Had to sit out for a while and not have to be all bundled up. We had just a little bit of a development last night. I don't know what happened yesterday, but somehow I have tweaked my back really bad. I can walk, but I can't like bend over. So I don't know what we're going to do today. I mean, I know where we're going. We have a couple places to go today. I think they're just some areas we can just walk. They're not hiking or climb. There's no way I'm climbing any rocks. And I think that's what I did yesterday. I climbed up some rocks and came down kind of hard and not falling, just kind of came down kind of weird. Must have just tweaked something that took a little while for it to set in. But anyway, we're going to head on to, it's hard to call it a ghost town, but it's an old mining town. And then we're going to go see a castle. That we know. After that, I'm not sure.
Probably by then we'll be looking for a place to stay.
So anyway, we'll see you probably either at the mining town or on the road somewhere. All right, well, we have come into Jerome, Arizona. Very narrow streets. Everything's built on this hillside here. Very steep hillside. I think you can get a sense of how this is built on the hill as you look out over here on the right. And you can see tops of the next layer of buildings.
This city makes its living now off of tourism and retail since the mines closed in the 1950s.
Yeah,
Parking is at a premium.
it was the town was basically founded they found copper here. It was big copper mines in the late 1800s. And by 1920, there were 10,000 people living here. And then what was it, in the 50s, when the mines closed, there was 100 people. And now it's, I think Carol said it's just under 500, 2020 census.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna see if we can find a parking spot. I don't want to have to walk too far on this back. All right. I figured I'd turn it back on in case we can't find a parking spot here. So it's interesting somewhere here, and I'm not really sure where, the old jail. Oh, it's right here. The old jail is right here.
The sliding jail.
Yeah. Oh, that's not it, I don't think. Oh,
Permit parking only.
Yeah, so the jail apparently slid like 100 yards down the hill. The whole jail, the whole building. I'm not sure if I heard whether or not there was supposed to be anybody inside it when it did that, but yeah, I don't know if we're gonna find a parking spot.
One of the old mansions is the center of the historic park up here.
I bet this is the woman's mansion. You think the Douglas mansion, that's what this is? Straight ahead?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there was two prominent families. I don't know the names of both. Looks like a pretty nice place right up on the hill here too. But yeah, so I think Carol said the fourth generation just couldn't afford to keep the house up anymore and donated it to the state.
I've seen at least 4 rusted cars down on the hillsides, like 1930 era cars.
Look at up on the hill there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you guys can see it that well or not, but it's straight ahead now, up on the hill.
Oh, that might be it. Although that's kind of a weird looking mansion.
Yeah. All right, from over here, you can see the town of Jerome across the way. Now, apparently what Carol was saying is that they're still losing buildings from subsidence. Or, in other words, the hill sliding down. Well, it turns out, apparently, dogs are not allowed even up here. So we'll have to take turns checking things out. And there is some presentation going on up here, which I don't have any interest in. So you may hear someone talking in the background. It's pretty cool here. Let's take a look. So one of the interesting things about this area was that the copper ore here apparently was very rich. Sometimes, most of it was, I guess, about 10% copper, but it went all the way up to 40%. Yes, those are the actual colors. Kind of some turquoise and very deep blue. It says azurite and malachite. I don't know too much about that. And then we have a jaw crusher here. So yeah, I guess instead of a stamp mill, they used this thing called a jaw crusher. Looks like it went up and down as well. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you can read that. No, it shows there how it crushes. Interesting. The mining men. It's kind of like a Thomas Hart Benton painting. Well, apparently they have one huge exhibit here. A lot of the history of Jerome, the Verde Valley, 1915 to 1916.
I guess we're going to have a
Jerome in 1925. 10,000 people living here. It's amazing that it went down to 100. That almost looks like the old hotel that was here when I was here the first time in the 80s. The Verde smelter. Yeah, so one of the problems was the gases from the smelters killed the vegetation on the hills, which then caused the problem of mudslides and such, and houses sliding down. So yeah, the guy said that this is the old Douglas mansion. Okay, we have a few exhibits outside here. Let's go take a look. Okay, so this one also says azurite and malachite. So 3,100 pounds. Wow. I mean, that's natural color. It kind of blows me away. All right, so the various cars they used. So apparently at one point, the problem was getting the ore out of here, obviously with all these hills, and you got to see some of the windy road as we came up. And so one guy built a narrow gauge railway at one point. And then when the second mine hit big, I guess they built a standard gauge. Oh, look at this. This must have been, did it take the miners down in to the mines? I think they did mining in holes, and then they also ended up strip mining here. The Douglas buggy. Actually, kind of liking the one back behind it a little bit better. Let's see what's over here. This looks like it would have been the engine and a crane. I'm going to turn this off and see what's around here. I thought this was kind of interesting here. Very small stamp mill. We've seen this before. I think it's almost like a sluice box when they're doing gold or silver. Down below, the ore crushes it, water runs it down, and the heavier particles stick. All right. Well, I'm going to go back in and see what they got. What's this thing here? It's a central vacuum system for the... Oh, that's crazy. Like, is this a harpsichord? No. Square grand piano. Wow. It's too bad they don't have it open. It's beautiful though. The wood. Billiard table. Yeah, it's just the bending over kills me. It hurts just to bend down like that to show you guys. Griffin. Just a little bit on the Douglas family over there. Nice library. Sitting room. Let's go down here. We have the kitchen here. Oh, the glass is kind of cool. History in glass, it says. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is a carbonator for soft drinks. Boy, central vacuum, a carbonator, kinds of stuff. I gotta love this fireman fire truck thing here. I'm sorry, I cannot bend over to get low. That is where my back just goes nuts. Interesting here. So this is a respirator. Okay, so we have the Verde pit mine model. Now you can see here all the houses. And then back there is the pit mine. Yeah, here you go. Jerome slipping down the hill. If you'd like to read, feel free to stop this. I'm going to move to the next one now. I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so, yeah. Just showing you quickly some of the stuff that slid here, going, gone. All right. Bedroom. We have to do this, don't we? Fluorescent display. Well, not really much in here fluorescing, though. That's a bummer. So we have malachite, cuprite, native copper. Those are coming through in their proper colors. Wow, look at this. That's gorgeous. It's amazing. Oh no, hopefully we can dig into the dark area there and post. It looks a little dark here, but looks pretty cool. Some more malachite and azurite. Okay, so this is copper ore. Right here. Wow, look at this one. Ooh. I don't know if you can see all the sparkles in there or not. Right.
Southern part of
Hey, if you want to stop and read that, go ahead. Dry assay for gold and silver. I guess if I'd read this stuff myself, I might know something. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Gotta love it. It's the old fireman. Oh boy. I'll have to zoom into that. They're all wearing this sort of a uniform, not the same one it doesn't look like, but Interesting. All right, let's go upstairs. All right, we're upstairs, and stairs do bother me. Walking doesn't. Machine drilling. Hand drilling. Boy, big insulators. Attractive too. It's pretty. A rheostat. Wow, some of this stuff is really cool.
That's probably what the gate had before.
Yeah, they must have had a power plant here, I guess. Apparently, 1900, they already had electric lights here and telephones. I believe that's what Carol said. Huh.
I like the bathtub, that is so cool.
You get a steam engine.
Railroad engineering. Can you imagine? Railroad coming up here. Here we go. Who doesn't love a model train?
Later now.
The bathroom. Well, it's humongous. Shower over here. It's just amazing how big it is. And look at all these cupboards. It's cool. Very cool. I think I may have finished this. I don't know. I have to see. I have to see. We do have another place we wanted to go today, so. And I don't know what I'll do with this museum. A lot of stuff. I don't want to overdo it, but we'll see. All right, there's Carol and Trigger. All right, well, yeah, the museum was awesome, but we called an audible. We're not going to go into Jerome and fight all that. We're going to head down the hill to Cottonwood. Don't know what it is, if it's going to be something. Oh, these are all interesting. Look at this, arts studios and galleries.
Well, that's cool.
I don't know what these buildings were. We haven't seen any indication.
Might have been an old school.
Or a school, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like it could have been a school. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, we're going to head down to Cottonwood and get something to eat and then head off to a place that was actually the primary goal for the day. We just thought, we saw Jerome and thought, what the heck, we'll stop and take a look.
Along with everyone else in Arizona.
Yeah, apparently, I guess nobody works anymore. Probably it was pretty much all retirees. All right, we'll see you either in Cottonwood or at our
Destination.
next destination. All right.